My name is MikkJeanne, and I'm an Apex Legends streamer for SoaR Gaming. Being a part of SoaR is being a part of a family to me. It's almost as if it's kind of like a dream come true. I feel before I even joined SoaR, I felt like I connected so well with everybody pretty fast. Joining only made it so much better. It's kind of like I get to live in an online family, an online friendship, an online support system that can kind of like guide me through all of the rest of my streaming career. Before I played Apex, I streamed Minecraft for a few months, and making the transition from Minecraft to Apex was very hard, especially since Apex Legends is my first FPS shooter game that I played probably more than 10 hours in. It definitely was a hard change, going from chill, building, whole different type of community to competitions and tournaments, and everything like that was definitely a drastic change, but I don't regret it at all, and I would never go back and change my mind. Apex Legends and the community and everything involved kind of just flipped my life around. Now being more involved with Apex Legends and being more involved with SoaR kind of opens a new window for me, and I'm really excited about it. My parents' reaction when I first joined SoaR, at first they didn't know that organizations existed, so they didn't know at first, but when I told them like, oh, this is the organization, this is SoaR, like what my dad was kind of just like, okay, cool, sick, whatever. And my mom is a research freak, so she, the next day, decided to watch one of Dranilla's streams because she wanted to see what SoaR was all about.
Tomorrow, we're going to be grinding Kings Canyon, which I'm not looking forward to at all. Yams!
Pull up by her hair. In my city, I'm more important than the fucking mayor.
And then she comes home the next day and she was like, wow, she was like, this is like a really good org for you to be a part of. And I started dying laughing. I was like, you watched one of his streams? And she was like, yeah, he shakes his ass a lot. You are not allowed to do that. And I was like, I'm not planning on doing that. She watches Dre very often. That's stop. My mom's a fangirl. She'll be like, hi, Dre. You just say, hey, Dre, big fan of your ass. That's a good one. Hello, Dre. This is my mom. She's not single, but she is a big fan. In her free time, my mom loves playing World of Warcraft and watching Dre shake his ass. Your mom?
Yes, Dre, you have a voluptuous ass.
Oh!
Thank you for sharing it with us.
Voluptuous? That was a good word. That was a good word.
Word of the day toilet paper.
What happened when I first came up to you and I was like, I want to stream? What was in your brain?
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
I never really, I guess.
Were you scared?
I've played video games since I was a kid. Like my dad built a computer for me to play on before Atari was even a thing. So like games are a learning experience for me too. I'm not one of those parents that thinks, you know, games are the devil or games are going to cause bad behavior. I mean, it's just like anything else. I mean, it's technology.
I mean, like most of our nights, it's me down here, Dad on the couch playing PUBG, and you playing WoW, Junior playing his game.
Everybody is playing a game. Like, no, I'm not going to start Twitch. Don't even ask. Everybody asks.
Dang it!
Everybody says it to me. You should stream. I'm like, oh, I'm good.
That'd be great.
I show up every couple of streams for a minute or two just to say hey, and that's about it.
Yeah, true.
Thank you very much. Have a pleasant evening.
Yeah, my mom's pretty cool, you know? I love that the Apex community is sus and weird because I feel like when you get to that level of like friendship where you can kind of talk to your friends in like that weird way, I feel like that's kind of a different level of friendship, but everybody in the Apex community is on that level. Like everybody is weird towards each other, and it's very comforting because when you first enter a different community or a different game and you're kind of like skeptical about it, Apex is one of the games which I think a lot of people are transitioning into Apex now because of how welcoming the community is and because of how much support other streamers give other streamers. And I feel like it's very nice and comforting that everybody is just weird for each other in the Apex community. It's kind of you have to have a certain personality, I guess, to kind of find it funny. But once you get out of your shell and start being weird back, it's kind of just comes natural once you just start talking to, like, speaking to each other that way. And I feel like as a female streamer, other Apex Legends streamers have our backs. Like, I know a lot of things happening with hate raids and all these things going on. I feel like Apex Legends community and the other streamers, I feel like they support each other more than a lot of other communities do, especially when it comes to male Apex streamers comforting female Apex streamers and having their backs and making them feel like streaming in this community is a safe space. My family, when I kind of first told them I wanted to be a streamer and I wanted to do all that, at first it was hard for them to wrap their head around because I just went to dental school. I just got out of dental school and I was doing this big career. And obviously every parent at first is going to be like, my daughter is doing so well. You know, she's got a career path. She's doing all this stuff. She's in the medical field. And then when I told them that I kind of wanted to not do that and I wanted to stream, I remember my dad saying to me what he says every single time I come up with a crazy idea. He always asks me, is it gonna make you happy? And I said yes, and he goes, then do it and do it the best that you can do it. From then on there, I've always had their support. Especially with streaming and video games, it wasn't uncommon for them to see that I wanted to be surrounded by video games because all growing up, all that we did as a family and all that was surrounded by me was video games. So they weren't really surprised when I came home and told them all I want to do is sit home and play video games. My grandfather and my grandmother, they live in Mississippi, so I don't get to see them that often. About 2 years ago, they came up from Mississippi to see my family and everything. And one of the nights I decided to stream, and trying to explain streaming to your parents is one thing, but trying to explain streaming to your grandparents that live in the middle of nowhere and have to plug in their Wi-Fi in order to text me is a whole nother story. They came up to visit me and I was streaming one night, and usually they go to bed earlier, but my grandfather was still up. I was streaming and I was in the kitchen with him and he asked me what I was doing and I said, oh, I'm streaming. That's what I do. And he was like, oh yeah, that thing. And I was like, yeah, do you want to come say hi to everybody? And he was like so excited. I thought he was gonna be like, no, I really don't want to do that. He was so excited. He goes, yeah, let me get in on this. Let me talk to them. And I'm like, oh, okay, nice. It was such a surreal, amazing moment because having that moment to share with him was probably the most impactful. And that's when I knew that from then on out, I was like, no matter what, like this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. My name is MikkJeanne and I'm an Apex Legends streamer for SoaR Gaming.